Welcome back! It's Kingdom Hearts! Let's do this thing! Now we actually are getting quite close to the end of the game now, with just a couple of more worlds and we should be done with this thing. I'm excited. I did have a lot of fun playing this game, but it did take sweet time with everything, and it was the first game that had a lot of, hiccups with it. But still, I did have a lot of fun doing the Let's Play of this game. I'm really looking forward to the other games, but not Chain of Memories. But enough about that, let's talk about more concepts, more early design stuff about Kingdom Hearts, since I have nothing else to say during this mid-game section. So, originally, well, for the early developments of Kingdom Hearts, the main protagonist was actually not originally Sora. Disney wanted the protagonist to be Donald Duck, interestingly, while Square Enix wanted the protagonist to be Mickey Mouse, of course. Tetsuya Nomura, the director of the game, wanted a needed character and decided to design a new character who would fill the role of protagonist. And that's how he came upon to have Sora. Now, Sora's early design is also quite interesting because his early design he's more of a half-human, half-lion of sorts, sporting claws and a tail. But because this resembled heavily already existing Final Fantasy character, this concept was scrapped. His weapon was also not originally the Keyblade. It was a chainsaw looking weapon that did not fit well with Disney, so it was changed into the Keyblade. I'll put a link to the image of his early concept, because it's kind of an interesting thing. Yeah, that should be enough talking about stuff that's... Yeah, that should be enough of that. I haven't really much else to say about this godforsaken minigame, except I'll be getting a much better gummy ship after this part. Since this one has served us well, but... Ah, there we go, we're finally done with this thing.
I didn't think you'd come, Sora. Good to see you again.
Well, where are Donald and Goofy?
Are they that important to you? More important than old friends? Instead of worrying about them, you should be asking about her.
Kairi!
That's right. While you were off goofing around, I finally found her.
Not so fast! No shenanigans aboard my vessel, boy.
Riku, why are you siding with the Heartless?
The Heartless obey me now, Sora. Now I have nothing to fear.
You're stupid! Sooner or later they'll swallow your heart!
Not a chance. My heart's too strong.
Riku!
I've picked up a few other tricks as well. Like this, for instance. You can go see your friends now.
Ah!
Let's get underway already. And keep Sora away from Kairi until we're ready to land.
That scurvy brat thinks he can order me around.
What shall we do, Captain Hook?
Nothing! The hold is crawling with Heartless. Let them keep an eye on the brats.
But, Captain, you know who is also down...
Shh! Did you hear that, Smee? Oh, that dreadful sound.
No, Captain.
Are you quite sure? Did I imagine it? Oh, my poor nerves.
You don't say.
Yeah, it was definitely Kairi. I finally found her.
All right. Yep. Then let's go up and talk to her.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, but first, how about dinner?
Oh, sorry.
How you doing there? Looking for a way out?
Who are you?
I'm the answer to your prayers. Okay then. Fine. Have it your way.
But you're stuck in here too, aren't you?
Huh. Nope, I'm just waiting for someone.
Who?
Tinkerbell, what took you so long? Great job. So you found Wendy? Hold on. There was another girl there too? Are you crazy? There's no way I'm gonna leave Wendy there.
Aha! She must be pretty jealous.
Come on, Tink. Open up the door. I'm Peter Pan.
I'm Sora.
Okay, we're in this together, but only till we find Wendy.
Well, wonderful. We're gonna have to deal with Peter Pan for a good while. Now, fun thing about Peter Pan is Peter Pan was the inspiration for Link from Legend of Zelda. You know, with his early design of having like green clothes and such. Being born in a place with fairies and such. Of the two characters, I think Link is probably much more interesting. Anyway, so here we come combat, and we got a few new enemies. The pirates, who are basically similar to bandits in Agrabah, except pirate-ish. I think they're not as threatening though, despite their increased strength, because they don't have their nasty lunging attack like the bandits have. We also have a Shadow Sora, who's actually not that much of a threat at this moment. He'll just be flying around and occasionally kicking you at most times. But for the majority of the time, you just goof around dancing. If you do manage to deal enough damage, he will drop some goodies for you. It's still worth it to go about and try to take him out as quickly as possible. Now, the whole pirate ship of Never Never Land is kind of tedious because it's not exactly clear, like most of the time when you play this game, where you need to go and what you need to do. It's especially a problem here because while the ship isn't extremely big, it is very, very difficult to navigate around since most of the areas are locked off. And there's no obvious way to tell how you're supposed to unlock the areas. If only we had a giant key that allows us to just open all the doors in the world. It would have made everything so much easier. It's not like it's right in our hands, or is it? I don't know. No, why we just can't just open little doors with the keyblade. Drug. Anyway, so just cutting ahead. Now, Peter Pan is actually not that great of a party member. Usually Disney characters that are not Donald and Goofy are usually better. But Peter Pan is not.
So, how come you can fly?
Anyone can fly. You want to try? Aw, haven't you cooled off yet, Tink? Just a little bit of pixie dust. There, now you can fly.
What? So Wendy's not one of the chosen ones?
There are 7, supposedly. And Maleficent says she's not one of them. Hoist anchor as soon as possible. Leave all the dead weight behind, including her.
After the trouble of capturing her? And why those 7? What is Maleficent planning anyway?
Who knows? As long as it means getting Kyrie's heart back, I couldn't care less.
You're wasting your time. The Heartless have devoured that girl's heart. I'll stake me other hand it's lost forever.
I will find it, no matter what.
Captain?
What?
The prisoners have escaped. What's more, Peter Pan is with them.
Blast that Peter Pan. All right then. Bring the hostage to me cabin, Smee. Hop to it.
What is it, Tink?
Peter? Peter Pan?
Wendy!
Please, hurry! The pirates are coming!
What? I'll be right up there. Just hold on.
Wendy? Yes? Is there another girl in there with you? Oh, why, yes. But she seems to be asleep. She hasn't budged an inch. Kyrie? Kyrie!
Oh, she's slightly twitched. That means she's fine. Totally.
Oh.
Wendy! Hey, let's get up there.
Right, then up there we shall go. As fast as we open this thing. And away. So, to be able to proceed with here, after I finish fumbling around like a doofus, there are actually holes in the grates on the other side which you can jump up to. That's how we're supposed to get to the other place. There are two grates, but it doesn't matter which one you choose. So, the actual door is not this door, but we have to go to this door later. This door cannot be opened.
Wendy! Are you in there?
That's the door we need to get through, but we can't get through it, despite the fact we have a giant keyblade that unlocks all the locked doors. What we have to do is switch back to Donald and Goofy and use the Trinity Mark. This is actually essential in order to progress with the game, unlike all other Trinity Marks. So we have to stick with Donald for now. I'll get back to benching after this.
Riku, wait!
And it's time to face ourselves, or at least a shadow version of ourselves. Shadowsaur is not at all a very tough enemy. But there is an annoying gimmick that makes this boss battle a lot more tedious than it should be. Like that, he can drop down into the shadows like, you know, shadow enemies. Which means he'll be able to avoid your attacks and stay hidden for a good amount of time. He can also split themselves into three, and only one of them are the true shadow you need to beat. It's easy to tell which one it is though, you just keep switching between them until you find the one with the health bar. The ones without it are just fakes, so don't worry about them. He'll also try to attack you when he does this shadow disappearing act. Just dodge it and you should be fine. The most difficult part is just getting the opportunity to hit him because he keeps disappearing all the time, giving you little opportunity to actually deal damage to him. Just keep at it and you'll eventually get through this. As long as you're using arrow to boost your defense, you should have little to no trouble taking these guys down. All in all, they're just extremely tedious to deal with because of this extension of time, of battle time or whatever. I was half tempted to just cut this a bit short, but we're almost done anyway, so let's stick with this for a little while. You may also notice that this world is actually quite quick. We're almost already done with this world now. It's mainly because you just have to keep backtracking back and forth between places as the areas gets unlocked as you progress with the plot. And there's a lot of cutscenes. There's actually very little action in general, despite, with exception to the copious amounts of enemies you usually fight, but those are all cut out.
This is it! This is it!
And yeah, you can tell that Peter Pan is not doing so hot either. He's actually, I would say he is on par with Goofy. It's not as bad as Donald, at least. Which is... But you know, compared to like Ariel, Jack, and the other characters, he's really abysmal. Anyway, nope, we gotta keep it going because we're gonna get those hours iron. There we go, now we're done. And now from here, we cannot progress to this door yet. What we have to do is open this latch. This is a one-way path, by the way, so keep that in mind.
Wendy! Come on, Tink! Not now! Well, this is as far as I can go. I gotta help Wendy.
Well, bye. And now we have to go all the way back to this place and fight the enemies that are inside here so we can go through this door.
Quite a codfish, that Riku, running off with that girl without even saying goodbye.
Run off where? Tell me, where did he go?
To the ruins of Hollow Bastion, where Maleficent resides. But you won't be going there. Unless you intend to leave your little pixie friend behind. Hand over the Keyblade and I'll spare your lives. Glad I'm merciful, unlike the Heartless. So, which will it be? The Keyblade or the plank? It's him, the crocodile that took me hand. Oh, Smee, he's after me other hand. I can't stay here. Go away. Oh, I can't stand the sight of him. Smee, you take care of them.
Fly, Sora. Just believe, and you can do it.
Thanks, Peter.
Hey, don't mention it. You didn't think I'd leave you and Tink behind, did you?
And so, this is the perfect moment to get the upgrade for our cure. But I'm not going to complain. And as you may notice, we have gained the ability to fly now. Flying works basically the same like swimming in Atlantic, but it's a bit better because you can actually land and walk normally. So you can actually decide whenever you want to fly or not, which makes things a lot more better. So if you just want to rush your enemies and not worry about defending yourself, you can just go fly. If you just want to defend yourself and dodge and stuff, you can just get land on the ground. It works a lot better. Keep in mind, this flying ability only works in Never Never Land. It won't work anywhere else. We'll get our ability later on that will help us navigate places a lot better. Ah, this should be a good time to mention these guys. These are air pirates. They're a lot like the other air enemies we met before. Not particularly strong either. Just annoying since they like to fly around a lot. But unlike the gargoyles or whatever, they don't teleport around. They just try to fly around and punch you occasionally. So they're no trouble at all. The battleship is actually quite interesting, as it's a giant battleship with a captain inside it. And the various parts can actually be broken down to disable certain abilities. It's got cannons, it's got a charge attack, but it's not too overall very difficult to deal with. It is obnoxious in worlds where you can't fly because, again, it flies all over the place. But it is at least a bit more interesting than the other enemies we dealt with.
Is that you, Smee? Did you finish them off?
Aye, Captain. They walked the plank, every last one of them.
Peter Pan, lost you!
Ready to make a splash, you codfish? Now it's your turn to walk the plank.
Now it's time to fight... I forgot his name already. Captain Hook, sorry. Okay, so ignore me, I'm just getting distracted and wanted to fight this thing before I fight Hook so I can focus on him more better. But it's kind of pointless, so you just keep spawning battle chips whenever after a while. So your best bet is to focus on Hook, and he decided to almost take a dip there. As you can see, the Captain Hook is kind of a bit weird. He's not super tough, he can be dangerous if you let your guard down, because he got a variety of melee attacks, can be particularly nasty. But as long as you got your defense up with spells and such, you should have no massive trouble. You'll also occasionally throw presents around and explode. And that's the attack that's going to be the most nasty. You can see here, he likes to spam that a lot. But if he does that 3 times, he'll eventually get tired. Your best bet is to use air spells and let him have it. He also flies around the stage a lot, which is kind of obnoxious because that just makes him harder to hit. But overall, he's not as tough as the other bosses, so you should... If you manage to get yourself this far without any serious trouble, you should have no trouble at all here. The battleship can be a bit of a pain since it keeps bombing you every so often. But the best bet is to focus on Hook so you can take it down as quickly as possible. And if you knock him into the water, he'll just jump back onto the ship. So there's no real point trying to knock him into the water. It doesn't do anything special. We're almost done now, so we can finish off this world. Which actually was a lot shorter than I expected it to be. And again, we were just inside a ship the entire time. Which is kind of disappointing. We never really got to see much of Never Never Land at all. Don't worry, we'll get to see more of it in later games. Yes, you totally helped Peter.
Oh, Kyrie couldn't wake up, so maybe she's really lost her...
Sora.
I still can't believe it. I really flew. Wait till I tell Kyrie. I wonder if she'll believe me. Probably not.
You can bring her to Neverland sometime. Then she can try it herself.
If you believe, you can do anything, right? I'll find Kyrie. I know I will. There's so much I want to tell her about flying, the pirates, and everything else that's happened.
What's that, Tink? What about the clock tower? You say there's something there.
Now here's Big Ben, and this place is actually completely free of enemies. For the moment at least. The purpose here is to basically fix up Big Ben and find the keyhole. I decided to go ahead and show the whole thing off a little really. It's kind of a cool little thing they did here, allowing us to just fly around while this jaunty little music plays. There isn't really much here though, at the moment. Later on there will be something we can do here, which I'll show off, but that won't be until the end of the game. There is just one treasure chest here, so we don't really have to worry about searching around it. And that's a gummy piece, so let's just do what we're supposed to do here. This clock hand is mismatched against the others, so just hit it with your keyblade and you're done.
It was reckless to bring her here without at least using a vessel. Remember, relying too heavily on the dark powers could cost you your heart. A castaway. Though his world perished, his heart did not. When we took the princess from his castle, he apparently followed her here through sheer force of will. But fear not. No harm will come to you. He is no match for your power.
My power?
Yes, the untapped power that lies within you. Now, child, it's time you awakened that power and realized your full potential.
This cannot possibly go wrong.
Peter, are you really going back to Neverland?
Afraid so. But we can see each other anytime. As long as you don't forget about Neverland, that is. getting steamed again. Do me a favor? Look after her for me, will ya?
What?
And so we got Tinkerbell with us. We got the Fairy Harp. And we got the Glide, which allows us to glide across every world out there. Needless to say, this is super useful. Let's show off the new keychain. It's short, but it's better for us since it allows us to use more magic. Anyway, with the 2 Navy pieces, we have to go back to Traverse Town, and we also got some new stuff happening. There's another tournament, which is going to be a special tournament. You'll see it in the Treasure Roundup part where we just... Yeah. Anyway, so, Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell is actually the most useful summon in the game because of 3 things. She will heal you and your party. She doesn't take away of your party members, unlike the other ones. And she won't disappear for a while. And finally, if you die, she will actually save you from death, I believe. I haven't tested it out, but it seems to be the case. So just keep healing you for as long as she's around, which is super helpful. Anyway, it's all just cutscenes until the very end of the video, so thank you for watching, see you next time.
Now, just remember what Donald said to you. No frowning, no sad faces.
How can you be so cheerful? There's still no sign of your king. Aren't you worried?
I'm worried.
The king told us to go out and find the key bearer, and we found you, so as long as we stick together, it'll all work out okay. You just gotta believe in yourself, that's all.
Just believe.
I believe in you.
Huh?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Kyrie? Did you call me?